You mentioned Kon Knueppel, those games he played without Cooper Flagg. That is in part what made me feel confident putting Kon third in my board. Maybe I should have even had him higher. Maybe I should have had him second. Maybe I underestimated what Kon Knueppel could be. But seeing him run, he ran a high degree of pick and roll in that game. But it's like, could you have seen Kon Knueppel becoming a guy who might actually win Rookie of the Year and play with the ball in his hands as well as he has as a rookie? The off-ball shooting, I'm not shocked that he's shooting the leather off the ball at all. But the on-ball stuff, I feel like when people talk about Kon nationally, especially in regards to the Rookie of the Year debate between him and Cooper Flagg, they say, oh, Kon, like he plays off of others. That's not true. Kon makes plays on the ball,
he does.
On the ball at a really high level.
Yeah, he really does. And the thing that I love about Kon is a lot of times rookies and first, second year guys, they get caught catching and holding. Like, you're right, he makes plays off the bounce, but he understands where the guy's coming from, where they're closing out. How can I attack this quickly? And he really does. He makes plays off the ball. He can go either way. He's got a little herky jerk in his game to where, like, this slight pause gets a guy leaning. And then he's so strong at 210 to where like he can have guys and hold them off. So he's just, his decision making, his general basketball IQ, and the thing that I even talked to Kon about this at the beginning of the season. Like, he was always taught to make a decision quickly. And he was always taught to, hey, because he played in men's leagues, because, his dad runs a men's league. Like, if you're going to play with older guys, you catch it, you shoot it, you pass it, you dribble it, you make it quick.
Nobody's going to pass you the ball.
Exactly. If you're going to sit there and dribble the air out of the ball, they're not going to give it to you. So his ability to make the next right read quickly is the thing that stood out more than anything.
Kon Knueppel this season, out of pick and rolls, he is scoring 0.99 points per pick and roll according to Synergy, which is in the 79th percentile. So that, like, it's not like elite numbers, but for a guy that has the reputation of being off-ball guy, DHOs, cutting, and all that stuff, he's able to bring that ingredient. So I think you see Kon Knueppel improving and showing a lot on ball. And then Cooper Flagg, who scores 51 points on Friday night and doing basically all of it on ball.
Yeah.
His growth from year to year, senior year of high school to freshman year at Duke, we saw the improvement from Cooper Flagg as a shooter. After he turned 18 in December, the shot just magically started working, became a knockdown guy. We saw some of the difficulties on ball in the tournament. He missed the shot. He had to cut some turnovers in game situations, but the flashes were there of what he could be. Then this year, early in the season, Jason Kidd puts the ball in his hands, run point. It's a little bit up and down, but over the course of the year, Cooper Flagg has improved to the point that he can be a 49-point per game guy, not point per game, a 49-point scorer in a game, and then scoring 51. First time I've seen 50-plus points since Brandon Jennings in 2009. In what ways have you seen Cooper Flagg evolve, and how has it changed your evaluation of what Cooper Flagg can be when he's in his prime?
It's interesting because I saw him as a puppy too, whenever he was running around with Maine United and the EYBL circuit. Like, he's always had these incredibly long strides as well. Like, Wemby has that just at another alien level, but Cooper has that too, and his ability to change directions. You got to give credit to Jason Kidd too, because I remember, I think we were 10 games into the season. They were running Cooper at the point. They didn't really think, well, is Kidd handling this right? Is he doing this right? And he's like, hey guys, I know what the hell I'm doing. I think that was a quote. So pretty sure it was a quote. I know what the hell I'm doing. And I think you're seeing the benefits of that right now, of him being able to evaluate the defense, what NBA defenses are going to do, if they're going to early rotate their shifts. And he's been able to figure that out quickly. And they just put the ball in his hands and let him figure it out. When you have a guy that talented, who's been known as a guy who makes his teammates better, and we know what he is on the defensive end, we know what he is as a mid-range and end scorer. When that jump shot starts working, he needed to get a little wider up top, and he has. I think the benefits of just saying, here, figure it out, and give Jason Kidd credit for doing that. It's like, now you're seeing the benefits of what could happen later. Now, who was it against again, the 51 points?
It was against the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, and a team that traditionally defends pretty well.
I mean, this year,
it's been up and down, but they have tough individual defenders. Yeah. And to be able to get inside against them, Desmond Bane's big and strong. Paolo has been up and down this year, but still, like, him being able to evaluate the defense and just find different ways to score. It's
six 3-pointers in that game too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's the weakness, or that's the perceived weakness.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to go under, I'll bust it. So it's just, the talent level is absurd. The mental fortitude of everything he does is just another level too. And that's one thing you could say about both him and Kon is they're light years ahead of a lot of other rookies. The adjustment hasn't been as big, and it's just been really intriguing to watch him just figure it out and being given permission to figure it out on the fly by his coach. That's a big deal.
Cooper, the 51-point game, I think that's going to be his moment from the year. I mean, unless he has a 55-point game or something like that before the end of the year.
Stay tuned.
It's over. Stay tuned. But I think with Cooper, for me, like when I had him ranked first, like everybody did, in my draft guide profile, I'm paraphrasing myself. I said something along the lines of like one of the highest floors of any number one pick with an unknown ceiling, likely to be at worst a multi-time all-star, but it's hard to tell if he's going to be an MVP caliber guy or a third-team All-NBA guy, and it's all going to depend on the development of his offense with the scoring, the creation, the playmaking, and the shooting. Where he is today, I think Cooper Flagg is going to be one of those guys that is an annual fixture on all NBA teams, an MVP candidate type of guy. That's how much his game has grown over the year.
Absolutely. And again, it goes back to being able to play with the ball in his hands. So I just, a lot of times that's a team award. I think we need to, Dallas needs to pick it up a little bit.
MVP?
Yeah, MVP.
Oh, for sure. I mean, like Wemby right now, I mean, the Spurs could become the 2 seed. He's better than he was last year.
No question.
But it's the type of thing where if the Spurs are the 6 seed or the 7 seed, I don't think he's this competition against SGA for MVP quite as much. It is a team award, too.
It absolutely is. But, I think back and forth between, Kon and Cooper.
Yeah, where are you at on the Rookie of the Year race?
Man, it's hard because Cooper's making a late push here. Like you go for 51. Like, what am I going to say?
Yeah. What's the argument for Kon Knueppel? Because that's where you're leaning.
Winning, his overall impact on the team. And I've been there
winning situations, understanding what wins in the first quarter. Like, I'm just going to be honest here. Like, LaMelo has been incredible this year. And whenever it comes to, there was a time early this season, like Kon got like hurt or sprained an ankle or something like that. And it looked like it was like, oh no, here's 8 to 10 games. And he came back in a quarter later. His ability to move the ball, play within a team setting, and just LaMelo being able to take a deep breath a little bit, that's improved the winning for Charlotte at an incredible level. And it's not just one thing. It's a lot of things. It's Charles Lee being a head coach. It's Jeff Peterson bringing in the right guys. They're trying to bring in, winning guys from the foundation all the way down to the swarm and up. There's a lot of things that go into it. But I think he just has so many winning tendencies in that, he's willing to let go of the ball. If he doesn't take a shot for a quarter, that's fine. He's still going to end up with 20, 22 points. He understands that. And it's just, he does winning things consistently all the time. And some of these things, I'm sure there's a billion metrics. And I wish I was smart enough to know them all, but I'm just not. But you can see how much better this Hornets team is with him in. If I'm advocating for Kon, that's where I would go. Cooper, I think the individual accolades, it reminds me a little bit, obviously, different players, different time, different era. Like Carmelo gets to the playoffs, LeBron wins Rookie of the Year. Kind of in that same conversation as far as, one guy's affecting winning, one guy's just putting up insane numbers. Who do you go with? Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think that's a good throwback comparison. I mean, like in my head, when I look at this race, I have not made my vote yet. I lean Kon.
Yeah.
I lean Kon. I just think like the counting numbers that favor Cooper are so close, whereas Kon is just so far much better scoring efficiency wise, doing it in a winning atmosphere as a team that is likely to make the playoffs. It's a tough choice. Like there's both of them are fully deserving. They're both outstanding as rookies. And to me, like the underlying story, regardless of who wins this, is how much these guys have improved in a year. It's just remarkable